I loved my footy. It was my absolute passion in life. I remember sleeping with my football. I remember getting in trouble for bringing my football into classrooms. I remember always getting around my footy mates and just having a great time. And it wasn't until about 15 or 16 that I thought could be a real passion to go take professionally. So I dug deep and played any match I could.
And a strong mark taken out there by Ryan. Ryan gives it quickly onto his running teammate and captain Emil Hassan. Goal!
It's not uncommon to have close to 100,000 people come and watch a AFL professional football game. I got an opportunity to train with Melbourne Football Club, and going in there on the first day, seeing idols you would watch on TV was very daunting, but it was such a thrill to get that opportunity. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out with Melbourne Football Club, and fell into the path of the VFL side in Port Melbourne.
Then shovels it out. Ryan, very mobile. Tim Ryan, been very impressive.
There's nothing more fulfilling than winning a premiership with Port Melbourne, and still to this day I have an absolute passion to watch sport, but not quite as the involvement as I maybe once had.
So MS, or multiple sclerosis, is an autoimmune condition that affects the central nervous system. So autoimmune is when the body, for whatever reasons, attacks its own cell. Imagine this as your electrical cable. This is your wires inside, and you have your insulation plastic outside. The nerves is a bit like that of a cable. You have your neurons, which is a nerve bit, and you have the insulation, which is what we call the myelin. In multiple sclerosis, this is the part that's predominantly affected, although of course the nerves itself or the neurons are affected as well. It can affect people cognitively, it may affect their speech, their movement.
So one day I was running around the oval and had a little bit of blurred vision. I didn't think that was quite right, and I remember going to work the next day and I noticed a number plate in the car in front of me. It was a bit dirty and I thought, that guy needs to clean his car up a bit. But the next number plate and subsequent number plates after then, they were all dirty, so I thought, well, maybe the common link's me.
People can present with what we call optic neuritis, inflammation of the optic nerve. People can present with dizziness, unsteady gait, or even one side of the body that has tingling sensation or paralysis, loss of power. So those are the predominant presentations.
I thought it was just going to be an injury that I'm used to, an injury you can put some ice on and rest, or take a couple of weeks to slow down. So I was not expecting the news for MS. I thought, this is a disease that women get. I thought it was a disease that you don't get when you're in your 20s. I was still pretty unstoppable when I was 25, 6, when I got diagnosed. So I got absolutely completely sideswiped by the news of MS. Yeah.
Why do people have MS? The question is, we don't really know. Research, however, has started to shed some light. So we know that people who are further removed from the equator, there's a higher incidence. And so we think maybe the sunlight, maybe the level of vitamin D. Other theories include Epstein-Barr virus, so virus infection that may then heighten the immune system. So patients often ask me, what is the risk of my children getting multiple sclerosis? And I often tell them, the risk is so small that it's almost negligible.
My symptoms were 100% vision at stage 1, and the best thing about that is that it was able to be cured in some way by an eye patch. So I went back and kept playing footy, and went to a local club at that stage, and got a nickname Patch pretty quickly, and within about 6 months it went away. But I thought, well, pretty tough, I've beaten MS, but it was a cruel state of events that probably within a space of about 6 months of being MS symptom free, that I was back out running, and my legs were tingling a little bit and not quite making contact with ground at the time, and it just didn't feel right.
We believe that even between attacks, there's rumbling activity in the brain. Therefore, people often need to be on medications long term.
It was over a course of a few weeks that my legs went from feeling a little bit tingly to numb to not being able to coordinate well. And it was then I went back to hospital and got some steroid treatment at the time to help combat the new MS attack that I was having, and ever since then it's not gone away. So I've had the numbness and the tingly and lack of leg control since then for about 5 years. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, did you catch it?
It was a kick in the guts. It's really hard that, you see a fit, healthy young guy brought to their knees and have the wind taken out of them. It's really hard.
Oh, you got it! There wouldn't be any doubt in my mind that I'd not be around if it wasn't for Leanne.
I've said to a lot of people that it's so cliche, but we don't fight about the little things anymore. They're not worth fighting about. It has made us stronger.
Today I'm getting a Myo massage, one of the things I look forward to most, I reckon, in anything that I do related to MS. I guess I started the vlog just to give a good understanding between all the different practitioners that I see, from massage to PT, just so we're all on the same path and on the same page, and then also to expand my story to other people with the same disease.
Right calf is still troublesome.
When I see the massage therapist, he knows which muscles that my PT at the time was working on and strengthening. Yeah, it's quite surprising the elements that affect my MS. I mean, on hot days it's worse for me. I much prefer the cooler days. When I'm holding max, I can't hold my muscles as strong as I once used to, and I just get overwhelmingly tired in my muscles that I just have to put him down or pass him to mum. It's just that fatigue that really leads to me not being able to hold myself upright. And it probably wasn't the dad that I thought I'd be.
That was a big thing that it changed. I think everyone has a vision of what they think they'll be as a parent, and I think ours changed a bit, huh?
But I think Quinn gets a kick out of riding like a princess on my lap on the wheelchair and, shopping centres. I've got relapsing remitting MS, which essentially means that I get a new symptom every now and that slowly subsides. The medication I'm on at the moment has really helped and stemmed a lot of those reactions, so I don't have a lot of attacks at the moment, and I've been newly symptom-free, I guess, for quite a number of years. I'm quite fortunate, and hopefully that continues.
Patients that come to me, often devastated with a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, they imagine their life in a wheelchair. But what is reassuring now is that from about 30 years ago, we have no treatment whatsoever for multiple sclerosis. Currently, we have about 13 treatments. MS affects predominantly quality of life, but not so much the quantity. So people do live to the average age.
Whilst I can't play chasey or kick the footy with my boy or run around at
gymnastics with my little girl. I think it's nothing that would probably take away how much I love them, and I just look forward to growing up with these guys and seeing, their future and, the way they tackle life and how they grow up with their friends and, life with our friends as well, and, more barbecues and, more long weekends and more days like today. And,
yeah, just being in the moment, I suppose.
yeah, living each day as it comes.